Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Adrian here. Welcome back to the channel. By popular demand, I am bringing back the post-stream vlogs for Black Desert Online. And look, for the previous review cycle, which was for World of Warcraft, I had the post-stream vlogs after each week because when I started WoW, I thought, okay, this is going to be a really long adventure because it ended up being 2 months long, about 8 to 9 streams in total. So that's 8 to 9 weeks of, gradually progressing and playing World of Warcraft until the level cap, seeing all the expansions, and then coming up with a full in-depth review. So I thought at the time, yeah, this is, because it's been around for so long and there's so much content to chew through, having a recap video after each stream was a good idea. So because not a lot of people had the time to sit down and watch, the streams every week, and they just want to hear the short opinions or that kind of thing after each stream. And for Black Desert Online, because I thought, okay, there's not a whole lot of content, like WoW has, and I thought I could just do what I had done prior to the WoW review, which was just, do the weekly streams and put out the review when it's done. Unfortunately, that's not the case. I think you guys really like the vlogs, and yeah, so bringing it back is a good idea. A lot of you guys jumped in on stream and have said in the comments section that the vlogs are, it's a great way for you to catch up during the week or whatever. So yes, I'm bringing it back, and I did a 6-hour stream on week number 2 for BDO, which at the time seemed like a great idea because I was trying to break my record of the longest duration of a stream, previously 5 hours 50 minutes. So the 6-hour stream was just there so I could do as much as I want, but I always knew that was going to come back and bite me in the ass because a lot of people will say that it's too long. So hey, welcome back to the post-stream vlog. I'm gonna start this vlog as a recap from week 1 and week 2 and then week 3. So it's gonna be I want to make this as short as possible, but if it breaks the 20-minute mark, then oh well. And it's going to be hard to try and remember a lot of the stuff, back in week 1. So let's start from the beginning, shall we? Let's just jump straight into it. Black Desert Online launched in Southeast Asia about a month or so ago, and I always knew, even when I was reviewing WoW, that okay, this is going to be a great time to jump into BDO because since the Southeast Asian version is so new, it's a good experience for me to jump in and check it out and see how the game progresses with the content that's going to be gradually introduced to catch up with other versions of the game, like South America, EU, Russia, Taiwan, Japan, Korea. There's a lot of versions of this game, so yeah, Southeast Asia, we're kind of far behind. We don't have Valencia update yet. We've only got Madaya and Madaya Part 2 maybe 2-3 weeks ago, but they seem to be introducing or updating the game on a weekly to bi-weekly schedule. We've got about 2 new classes so far, 3 new classes over the last month: the Tamer, the Ninja, and then the Kunoichi, which is like the female ninja. So that's that. Bought the game at the cheapest package for $10 US, which equates to about 39 to 40 bucks in my currency, and jumped right in. And week 1 was very, very painful. I'm not sure how many of you guys watched the stream, but I'm telling you now as a recap because I don't have the time to go back and watch my own streams. So based off memory, week 1 was absolutely painful. The thing about me and the thing about what I do here on YouTube is I jump into MMORPGs, especially the ones that I've never played before, to review them from a new player's perspective. And what helps with that is that I don't dive headfirst into research. I don't see what that new player experience is like through another person's eyes. I want to jump in and let the game drive me, let the game teach me. I want to see things, feel, touch, smell, whatever, the first hour, 2 hours of that experience on the first stream, because that's really the new player experience. New players that are like me won't probably have done that, even though doing your research is really as a customer or as a potential buyer, that's your due diligence. You should do, but for the purpose of the streams and review, I don't do that. And it was painful because BDO is so different from any of the other MMORPG new player reviews I've ever done, and that's because most of them have been theme park MMOs, like bread and butter theme park MMOs. cut from the same cloth, every one of them, as World of Warcraft. Of course, there are some differences in there. And yeah, it was hard learning the combat system, which is all about combos and keyboard, keybinds with your mouse, left and right mouse buttons. That was new to me. I mean, I play games, single player RPG games, like your Skyrims, and then later on, ESO has that. All the action MMO combat has your left and mouse button clicks, and then usually you just have your hotbar where you can drop skills down and use your quick binds, whatever. Week one, I didn't know a damn thing about that because the thing about BDO is there's so much information that you as a player need to go and look out for, because BDO doesn't hold your hand in that regard. Like, there's so much stuff in game to help you. There's an in-game guide and tutorial. There's videos that you can watch in game itself that'll teach you the different mechanics and everything. And that is a time-consuming process. I prefer to learn on the go, and part of that is that, my expectation is that, okay, BDO is gonna teach me everything I need to know. Wrong. That's not how it ended up being in week one. So as far as the new player orientation is concerned, BDO is like one of the games that will not treat you kindly or nicely or even gently in your first 10 to 15 hours. You have to do your own research, watch some tutorials, learn the game, and go on from there. As far as first impressions go, that combat system, though, that is pretty awesome. I do enjoy the combat in BDO, even from week one. As soon as I got the hang of the combos, and as soon as I found out that you can drag and drop, some of your combo skills, the ones that are hard to, whatever, shift S, W, whatever. As soon as there's a hotbar slot, I just, put it down there, and it just made things more easy, because, again, that's who I am. That's the kind of MMOs I enjoy playing, the ones that are just fire off your skills from hotbar. And yeah, that made it more enjoyable for me. What else? Week one. Also, when I really started to feel that the aesthetics of the world and the character design and everything are top notch. Like, the more time I spend in BDO, especially week one moving forward, the more I realize that, wow, this is a huge world with so much things to do. And the fact that there's no loading screen, you only got one loading screen during one playtime, which is basically you logging in or logging out or swapping characters. Other than that, the world is just open. It's a big open world. You can travel from one end to the other. There's no instant travel, so it all has to be done on a horse or your wagon, or to running around, or there's that instant transport button. Well, I shouldn't say instant, because that actually takes an hour if you want to transport remotely. But yeah, other than that, didn't really do a whole lot of like crafting and everything in week one. Week one was also me looking for a cohesive story or a quest chain, as many other theme park MMORPGs out there will have, because usually that ties in to your character's progression moving forward and to getting levels to progress. Black Desert Online has that in week one, and learned about the Black Spirit. Now, the Black Spirit is this thing that you bring up using a hotkey, and that is your go-to guy for most everything character progression related in BDO for your character. The Black Spirit is going to tell you, what quests are available to you, and all his missions and all his quests are pretty much considered the main arc in terms of seeing your character go from 1 to 50 and then post 50 and getting ready for the later expansions. And week one, I learned very quickly that, yeah, just follow his stuff, because he does give you good stuff, like inventory expansions, because BDO, when you start, you got very limited bag slots or whatever, and doing his quest chains will give you more inventory expansions for free. And that's pretty cool. And he also gives you a lot of good stuff later on, which I'll talk about probably in week 2 or when we get to week 3. But so far, with the Black Spirit, his quest chains are very basic in terms of what they offer. And week one's quest design for me, even on the stream when I was playing through some of the early quests in week one, probably not the game's biggest strengths in terms of putting together a very cohesive quest hub crawl. It does have quest hub crawls, because you're always going to be moving. If you're doing the PvE story with the Black Spirit, you're going to be moving from Olvia to Villia, and then Heidel, Glish, Calphion, Kaplan, and then eastward you go. That's where the story takes place. In terms of the story itself, oh, in week one, I was lamenting the fact that it wasn't there. It wasn't like catching me. It wasn't grabbing my attention. It was almost like a typical. Oh, sorry about that. Forgot to mute my phone. It was almost like a typical Asian MMORPG type story. You know, it felt like it was there for the sake of being there, especially in the early levels. But it's all part of the intro tutorial or the tutorial stages. But as soon as you level up your character a little bit and do some of the other life skills that you had, then more stuff, you know, starts popping up. And these could be in the form of the town stories. Each town will have its own stories that you'll see a different colored marker for, and you can pursue that. And that's going to give you a lot of stuff, good stuff. Contribution XP, energy, of course, because you're unlocking the more knowledge. So that was all part of week 1. Didn't really go that far, and yeah. So let's move on to week 2. Week 2 was when I really started coming out of my BDO shell and starting to see a lot more. I had to switch my mindset very, very quickly, because what I wanted to do was, with my review character, which was the wizard that I created, I wanted to just plow through the entirety of the Black Spirit quest chains and just go to level 50 as fast as possible so I can have a look at endgame. The thing is, having that mindset and having that strategy, if that's how you want to play your MMOs, is viable for BDO. You can totally do that. But the beauty of this is there's other ways to spend your time in here as well. There's the life skills, which doesn't require you to be at a certain level to start doing, and there's a bunch of these, you know, from your gathering, processing, cooking, what else, fishing, trading, training, am I missing anything else, the farming. All these stuff are, it's complex where it needs to be in terms of getting to the higher levels. It's horizontal in a way that you start off by, you know, having ranks. So you got a beginner rank, and then you go up to apprentice, and then skilled, and so on and so forth. And the higher those ranks, the more your yields are going to be. For example, if you're doing gathering, you're going to gather, or you're going to, you know, reduce the, sorry, damn it, the term. You're not going to wear out your tools, your gathering tools, as fast as, you know, if you were still stuck in apprentice, if you're at a skilled level or higher. And for stuff like processing, where, you know, that can be broken down into a bunch of things in your processing panel, from grinding to drying and heating and all these little processing stuff. The higher your processing level, the more yields you get. So for example, at, you know, beginner processing, you'll only get maybe one item out of, you know, processing down a bunch of them, and the higher you go, the more yields you get. So all these stuff you can do as early as level 7, 8, 9, 10. You can start doing them all. And I've got, you know, we've got our own guild here in BDO, and I've got a bunch of people that have been playing with me since week 1 that is not even past level 30 yet, and all they're doing is just the life skills. Because some of them can be pretty lucrative, like, you know, taming horses and then selling them off the market. That's a pretty tricky one, and so on and so forth. So week 2 for me, I stopped my wizard character, and I created an alt, which was a warrior, to try and do all these life skills, and it ended up taking me on a chain, because the thing about life skills is that they all have quests. Even the life skills has progression quests. When you get to like level 10, which means beginner 10, and then plus another 10 levels will be apprentice 10. So when you get to like apprentice or beginner 10, you start a quest chain for that certain life skill. So cooking has a level 10 quest, all the other life skill has a level 10 quest, and then they go up to level 15, level 20, level 25. So I've been doing that on my warrior, and that's taken me everywhere, you know, from Villia to Heidel, and that gives you a whole bunch of XP too. And that's week 2 was me really soaking in what life skills I like to do in the MMORPG, you know, landscape, because I haven't done a lot of these in other MMOs. Other MMOs, crafting is very, very simple, rudimentary, basic. Gather a bunch of resources and whatever, go to a craft station and craft it. With BDO, it's a lot more complex than that. You know, the life skills are just doing a bunch of gathering and breaking items down, and then crafting is a separate matter, because you have to invest in a town. Every town has houses that you can buy, like refinery workstations, carpentry workstations, you know, all these little craft houses, they call them. and that's where you put your worker in, and they'll passively craft that item for you. That, I mean, when you tie the two together, the life skills and and you know, that whole crafting system, it's pretty. There's a lot to do. I'm gonna pause this right now and just go shut my phone up real quick. Sorry about that, you guys. Alright, that was actually my mobile Discord. I'm getting a lot of notifications because I am in the Black Desert Online Southeast Asian Discord channel, which has the boss timers and the boss notifications and whatever. So apparently Kazarka, one of the world bosses, just spawned here. So I'm getting lots of, tagged at everyone, which can be kind of annoying. But that's my mistake. I forgot to mute my phone, and it is now muted. Right, where was I talking about? Yeah, so life skills and crafting in week 2. I explored a bunch of them, and I think out of those, my favorite to do was AFK fishing, because simply, I leave my computer on a lot, even when I sleep, because usually I'm rendering a video overnight, because, rendering video, for those of you that make videos, that can be a very long process. So with BDO, you can just do AFK fishing. You can leave your computer on, have your character fish, and every 3 minutes or 2 minutes or whatever it is, based on the enchantments and other boosts that you have, you can pick up as much fish as possible while you sleep, as long as you have the bag space and the weight to do that. And then you wake up the next morning and you got a whole bunch of fresh fish in your bag. Then it's up to you. You want to go trade them for cash, or do you want to dry them or use them fresh for cooking pet food? So things like that I've been enjoying, as well as I'm starting to get into crafting like armor sets and stuff, which means it's a lot of gathering, going out there and chopping wood, or skinning animals for hides, or butchering them for meat. I mean, these things are, you do find these type of stuff in other MMOs, and I've done one in the past where I spent 4 or 5 hours doing that thing, which was Albion Online, a sandbox MMORPG that has certain crafting or life skills like BDO has, but BDO is just more in depth than anything I've ever done before. So week 2 was a combination of that. Also did a lot of exploring, because at week 2 my warrior character went ahead of my wizard in terms of progression with the main story. So he actually went and unlocked more towns, saw everything, talked to everybody, did all the quests, because my warrior, again, is the guy that I'm progressing my crafting with. So when at level 20, you got to check a box that says unlock all the content, so it's going to show you all the exploration quests, trading quests, and then all your crafting and life skill quests. So by doing that, any town you go to, wow, so many NPCs will have quests for you, and it can be overwhelming, but that's one of the great things about BDO. Content is everywhere. You do what you want in your own time, and it's time consuming to a point where I'm losing sleep just trying to do what's fun for me, figure out what I want to do, what I don't want to do. And that was what week 2 was about. Week 2 was kind of like 2 weeks ago, I think, just before the stream, which was the 6-hour stream, and I had 2 videos planned to edit and release in that week for my channel, and I missed those deadlines because I was playing BDO so much, which I apologize for the lack of videos, but hey, it's coming, I promise. Let's talk about week 3 now, which was last week leading up to last week's weekend stream. Week 3 was when I decided, okay, I'm gonna go back on my wizard based on what I've researched and based on all the guides and all the feedback that people have given me. Wizards are really powerful class, especially if you're going out in the world and grinding mobs and everything. And I decided to take him and as the review character, try and get him up to 50 first, and that's what I've been doing, just doing that quest chain again. And the thing about that is, you don't have, although there is a lot of content to do when it comes to the PvE, the main quest chain from the Black Spirit, as I talked about earlier. It's very one-dimensional in the fact that if you've done it before on a main character, you have to do it again. There's no alternate path, there's no alternate leveling path. In terms of leveling, there's only 2 ways to do it. You either follow your Black Spirit guy, and you want to do it if you're a new player, because again, he gives you a lot of goodies when you complete certain chains, or you could just make an alt and then go to the various different areas in the map where it tells you it has this mob between these levels, and just go grind there until you hit 50. So that's a couple of ways of how you want to bring up your character. For the wizard, I redid the entire story that I've done in the warrior in the past week, and I got him up to level 50. which I can say now in terms of week 3, how long does it take you to get to 50? Not long at all, honestly, because I take my time, because during the week I'm doing a whole bunch of things. I'm trying out different things, especially for the review. I'm recording videos, I'm watching stuff, I'm playing with my housing, I'm doing the life skills, I'm doing the crafting, and I'm leveling a bunch of different alts as well for a bunch of different reasons. So getting to 50, if you know what you're doing and you have the gear, because the thing with gear in BDO is that it's not bound to character most of the time, like stuff like the crafted ones and anything that you can put in the auction house, anything that you can see the market value of, means that you can either sell them or put them in the bank and ship them off to an alt. So it's not that hard to gear an alt, a low B alt with high-end gear, and just boom 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 go all the way up to 50. And if you know what you're doing, you can do it in less than 4 hours, even less than that. Somebody's bragged about doing it in 2 hours, I don't know, but getting to 50 is easy. And then that's when apparently the fun starts, as people like telling me. And for the wizard, once you hit level 50, there's a series of like graduation quests that the Black Spirit gave me in week 3. First one being, try and get a better weapon, try and get a better armor, and all these stuff give you black stones for weapon and armor, which are used to upgrade your gear. Now, I'm not going to go into that in the vlog, but more, I'll talk about that more in week 4 stream, which is the upcoming stream this weekend. So I've been doing a lot of that, and now is where you see the quest design for BDO really starts to show its Asian DNA, in the fact that a lot of it is back and forth. I mean, all MMOs have that, but lots of back and forth with BDO, and the fact that you can't just port to town, you gotta ride on your horse, that kind of thing. And fetching and killing are more than you're going to be doing a lot of killing, that's for sure. Like, I know in my graduation quest, I had to kill a combined total of about 2,500 mobs in the level 50 area, like 500 of each enemy, like in the catfish zone, and then you got the manshas, and then you got the hexes, which are skeletons and witches. You got the tree ants as well. So that's part of the graduation quest that I was doing in week 3, and here's what made it enjoyable for me, because on paper killing 2,500 mobs is like bullshit. That's when a lot of players, my old self, like the 3 year ago me, would say, fuck it, not doing it, that sucks. I'd rather spend my time playing another game that has a better, or something less grindy, I suppose, because on paper, again, that's a lot of mobs. That's gonna sound grindy as heck. And when I first got those series of quests, I was like, I don't know, I'm probably gonna need more coffee, I'm gonna play some Spotify, I'm just gonna go there. But hey, again, there's so many factors that plays into how you approach that. Like for me, I know I'm gonna have to do it because it's part of the review, and secondly, I have a wizard class and he kicks ass in AoE. AoE wise, the class that I'm playing right now, the wizard's fantastic for blasting and blizzarding and just blowing shit up in a grand scale. And due to that, I got rid of those quests relatively quickly, which was, I mean, it shouldn't be a surprise to any of you that have played BDO in the past, but from a new player perspective, class matters. In that way, some classes may be slow. Like, I know my warrior will not have been able to go and group up like a bunch of mobs and take them down as quickly as my wizard would do. So all these things comes into consideration if you want to go out and finish all those graduation type quests. And but that's just for if you're following the PvE content. So that's what week 3 was for me, just getting up to 50. I'm 53 now, and that's where things are really slowing down. XP wise, I mean, it's coming very, very slow, and that's where the grind starts to come. What people refer to when they mean grind, there's a couple of different systems that you're grinding for at end game. I mean, the first one is obviously experience and levels. Some areas in the later parts of the game are gated by levels, and that's your benchmark. Okay, am I strong enough to go or not? And to get more levels at this stage, at 53 or whatever, you have to go and kill harder mobs. And the thing about that is, because the server is only like a month and a half old, there will be a lot of players in your range that are trying to do the same things that you are. And because BDO's meta is all about PvP, and there is open world PvP that you can flag for, or even if you don't flag for it, you'll get killed. So my point being that at this level, when you want to go and grind at the popular grind spots to get that coveted experience points, there's going to be other people there, and they're grinding with their guild. And if you are like me, a wizard who can AoE and kill things before they can, they're going to get pissed off at you, and the one way to make you go away is to kill you. So that's how the game kind of encourages open world PvP. The other thing is, of course, you can get ganked or BK'd by AFKing out there in a combat zone, which I don't recommend you doing past 50, because there is a penalty when you die at level 50 onwards. If you die, you do drop a bit of experience. I think it's by 0.2% or 2%. I can't be sure. Haven't really died a lot, which I'm hoping to do, so I can show that off on stream as well. And then you do have a chance to break some crystals, and crystals are things that you put in your armor sockets or your weapon sockets that increases your, like for me, I've got one that increases my casting speed. For non-Magicka users, you have one that's going to increase your attack speed. So if you have these stuff, especially if they're lower rarity, so there's white, green, blue, yellow, and then red in terms of crystal rarity. The higher the color, the harder it is for it to break when you die. But if you're using like a blue and below, your first death could mean a bunch of crystals, just you'll lose them whenever you die. So there's that to worry about. And the other, that's just talking about level grinds. The other type of grind you have now is obviously at level 50, the upgrading grind. Alright, so to upgrade gear, they give you the black armor stones and the black weapon stones that you can put into your enchantment or your enhancement thing with the black spirit, and that's how you increase the number from 0 to +1, +2, +3, and all that stuff. And I have been doing a little bit of that in week 3, and in moving forward in week 4, I'm gonna try and build this thing called a failed stack, because a lot of that, the entire enhancement system beyond a certain level, is down to RNG, and I hate RNG, but that's what the failed stack is. It's supposed to help with that for upgrading higher gear. I don't want to talk about it too much on the stream, on the vlog, because I'm not comfortable with it yet. I haven't really done too much, so I can't really talk about it. But that's a grind in the sense that you're going to start doing a lot of content repeatedly on a daily or weekly basis. That's going to give you those black armor and black stone armor and weapon stuff, because that's what you need to upgrade your gear. So that's one grind. And you do that with the daily boss scrolls, which gives you like a hunter seal. Then you go and turn that in. So that's that. And at the same time, I mean, you're probably going to be doing other stuff as well, leveling up your crafting, especially if you want to repair the durability of the gear that you want to upgrade. Every time you fail, the durability of that item will go down, and then if you want to put it at max durability again, you have to consume and repair the same item. Doesn't matter what the rarity is, but it has to be the same item. So like for me, if I'm using a rare item to upgrade and getting a second or spare is going to be scarce, then I'm screwed, that kind of thing. So that in itself is another grind. So that's what week 3 was for me. And also wanted to do PvP in week 3. Again, BDO's meta is PvP, always will be. In the other newer versions of the game, which is not in my region yet, I think there's naval warfare, naval battles, and whatnot. So it's catered. You can see what they're catering for, large-scale PvP warfare and whatever. In terms of what there is now for the Southeast Asian version of the game, the arena PvP, the red battlefield, whatever you call it. I tried that out on the week 3 stream last Sunday. Didn't really enjoy it. I think the matchmaking is piss poor. I mean, it says team versus team deathmatch. But it didn't feel like team versus team. I mean, it just happens. You jump in and you fight with the other team that's there. The problem is there's no set amount of players. So one team could have 4 players, the other team could have 2 players, and then it just becomes a grind, or a face roll fest. With the higher number games always going to beat the the players with the low numbers. And gear matters. If your gear score is way higher than the newbie that's in there, you're gonna get wrecked. The good news is, even if you lose, you get some rewards, and if you're playing the Red Battlefield PvP, when you die, there's no penalty because it is a designated PvP content, and I just didn't enjoy it. If there was like a set matchmaking, it'll pull 10 of the players in a gear score bracket, and another 10 players in another gear score bracket that are off the same bracket, put them in there, so it's a 10v10 Red Battlefield. That'll be fun, but it doesn't have that, which just kind of sucks, so I didn't really enjoy my first designated PvP experience in BDO. So that's week 3, you guys. Other than that, I'm sure there's a lot I'm missing out. Again, I'm doing the vlog recap for 3 weeks in a row. So week 4, the vlog will be much shorter and more, my thoughts will be more concise and whatever. But there you have it, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up here. It's 30 minutes long, this vlog. Anyway, a couple of things I want to say before I end the vlog. Other videos are coming back. I want to say again, I'm so sorry for missing like 2 weeks worth of videos, because BDO is killing me in terms of, it's sucking my life, and that's the kind of game that it is. I am intentionally putting the hours in. I'm close to 200 hours in BDO so far across 2 characters, my warrior and my wizard, and I'm doing that by choice. Firstly, because I do enjoy the game. Yep, I do enjoy it. There are parts of it that I really, really like. There are parts of it, I'm still on the fence about, like the open world PvP and grinding and whatever. I haven't really started grinding the levels from 53 to 56, which is the soft cap, and I haven't done a lot of gear stuff. All these things will come the more I play the game, and yeah, because I've been spending so much time in BDO, I haven't really got the time to edit the videos and everything. That's changing though. I'm gonna tone down a little bit now that I'm 50 plus and start working on more videos. So first things first, depending on when this is coming out, I'm hoping to put this out tonight on the 27th of February. Which means that, okay, by the end of this week we'll have a couple of videos. First up, Secret Role Legends. The agent system is coming. It's coming tonight, in fact. Again, this video is recording early whenever this comes out, but the secret agent system is out. I'm gonna go check that out. What else? Guild Wars 2 Season 4 Episode 2 is coming, and I'll have a video talking about the content cycle there and what I'm expecting from Episode 2 and stuff like that. And we got an anniversary special. This month is my 2nd year on YouTube, and I've got something special planned. So all of these videos, I want to, hopefully they'll come out towards the end of the week, and we'll have that stream on Sunday night. Also, it is a Tuesday, so tonight there's going to be the side quests. I'm going back to WoW and trying to finish up Surmar. That's the thing, I haven't played WoW since jumping into BDO because this game is so time-consuming in a good way. And then Friday is going to be Friday Night Fights. Probably do some Lotro PvMP. Alrighty, it's almost 35 minutes long. I'm out of here, guys. So, hey, for those of you that, watch the BDO streams coming, or, into the chat and everything, thank you guys so much. Please continue doing that, because that makes the stream so much more fun for me whenever I do them. Thank you very much for the support. And if you're watching for the first time, or you're a new subscriber here, vlogs are something I used to do, but I'm bringing them back post-stream. And there's a lot more content that my channel usually has, but February's been kind of a dry month because I've sold my soul to BDO. That's coming back. So hit that subscribe button if you're new for all kinds of content, and hit the like button if you enjoyed it, hit the dislike button if you didn't, and I'll see you guys real soon. So once again, Adrian here, and I thank you for watching. Hey, welcome to the end screen. If you've made it this far, it means you've watched the entire video, and I thank you very much for that. If you want to watch more videos, you can click the cards at the bottom here, anyone would do. And you can subscribe to my channel by hitting the big round button here to get notifications on all my latest videos. See you guys in the next video.